Amazing news, everyone! The best card in Standard is free for you right now on PTCGO. Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at Mewtwo and Mew, because this card is being given away for free on the ladder. All you need to do is get to the end of the second tier, and you'll end up with 2 copies of Mewtwo and Mew, which is probably the best card in Standard at the moment. We've got a really cool deck list coming for you, so let's jump over onto PTCGO and check it out. Mewtwo and Mew is just so versatile. It is a really strong card. The Perfection ability means that we can use any attack from any GX or EX Pokemon in the discard pile or in play, which is super strong. It's won lots of events. It's obviously the reigning world champion, thanks to Henry Brand, and this list comes from him, so thank you very much to Henry for this one. It's very easy to put together, and obviously with Mewtwo being free on the ladder, it is a great place to start if you're looking for a competitive deck. If you like this list, it's down below in the description, and whilst you're there, leave a like. It is the single most important thing that you can do to support your favorite content creator. So go and like all of Andrew Mahone's videos. Here is our list. It's pretty simple. Ultimately, we're gonna be attacking with Mewtwo and Mew, but we've got a bunch of different attackers that we're gonna power up using Aurora Energy and Horror Psychic. The list has 4 Horror, 4 Aurora, and 1 Psychic basic energy, and that's because most of the attacks that we're going to be using are going to be Psychic based. We've got Trevenant and Dusknoir for the Night Watch attack, 150 damage. We shuffle 2 cards from our opponent's hand into the deck. That costs 3 energy. We also have Gengar and Mimikyu. Poltergeist and Horror House are both really strong options, especially if your opponent only benches 1 Pokemon at the start of the game. We've got Jirachi GX with Star Search to be able to help find those energies in the early game. We've got Latios GX, which can stop damage from tag teams, which is really big in this meta. We've got Reshizan for big one-shots. We've got Garchomp and Giratina for big one-shots. We've got Incineroar GX for big one-shots, plus a little bit of special energy control. And we also have Vileplume GX with Massive Bloom, which is surprisingly enough one of the better attacks in this deck list. Like I said, down below, go and have a crack with this one. It's really strong. Let's check out some games with it over on the ladder. Okay, we've got ourselves a decent start here. Jirachi in the active is not terrible. It's not ideal, like our hand isn't perfect. We'd like to attach to a Mewtwo if we can, but to be honest, if I have to attach to a Jirachi to Star Search onto a Mewtwo, that should be fine. It's not ideal. It's definitely not ideal. Looks like we are up against a Tempo Zard deck of some description. Charizard and Blacephalon usually being in that particular archetype. They've attached to the Zard and then they're moving on. Okay, so we're going to definitely replace a Stadium. Then we can either research to try and find the Mewtwo to attach to, or we just play it safe. I think we play it safe, right? We just attach the Horror Psychic to the active. We'll do that and then research. I don't want to get into a position where I find the Mewtwo but not the Switch. Which is this position here. That would have been horrific. So instead, we are just going to Star Search. We'll find an Aurora Energy and put that onto the Mewtwo. And next turn, we have an attachment in hand. We have a Vileplume in our hand as well, so we can use Massive Bloom if we wish. We should be A-okay. Here's the thing, though, with these Mewtwo decks. I really struggle with them, because there's so many options. Really good players make really good Mewtwo pilots, because Mewtwo just can do so much. A bit of a ping there. They can do so much with so few resources. Me personally, I always struggle with making the right decision, so I will probably make some misplays in these games. I'm not going to lie to you. But we're going to do our best. We're going to do our red-hot best. And we're going to start off by using Cherish Ball. Now, this is a tough one. In the early game, we need to make a right decision here. We get the Latios, thanks to Tag Purge. We could get Calamitous Slash with the Garchomp Giratina. That could be useful. We could grab the Incineroar, maybe. Actually, let's get the Garchomp and Giratina, because we might be able to steal a knockout in a bit on this Reshizard with that particular attack. So we will research. Then we've got another Cherish Ball, another Quick Ball. We could go and find another Mewtwo, actually, and set that up. So what we might do is we might grab the Incineroar with the Cherish Ball and then Quick Ball the Incineroar away to grab another Mewtwo. Because I'm 99% sure that we are going to be okay. Let's Star Search. What we can do is we can Star Search here, hope that our opponent attacks into us, and then maybe we can use Garchomp and Giratina to knock it out. Even if they just use a little Outrage to try and get around our Outrage, it'll be enough because they'll put 20 damage onto themselves thanks to the Psychic Energy, which would be great. So, yeah. We're in a position, I don't know if it's a good position, but it's definitely a position. The Big Charm Frustrating means that it has 300 HP, that's 280 remaining, which means we are now out of range of Calamitous Slash, which is a problem. Maybe I should have used the, whatchamacallit. What do you call it? The Vileplume. Should probably have used Vileplume GX that last turn to put some damage on. Would have done 170. Would have pushed him up to 190. He wouldn't have been able to knock me out. So yeah, probably should have done that, and then I would have been more easily able to knock him out. But that's fine. That's fine. We've got a Gengar Mimikyu here. That's pretty cool, pretty neat. Outrage from us is going to take a knockout. We have 30 HP left, which means that a small Outrage from them will also knock us out. So we've got the energy required for an Outrage already. We will just attach to the bench and Dedenne. And then, yeah, we should be fine. What do we got? Did I not have the... Let's just draw some cards here. Why am I drawing cards? I should be using the Cherish Ball. It's okay. It's alright. Don't worry. Don't stress. It's going to be fine. We're going to grab the boss back. Let's just use... Because I don't have the Reshizard, and I should have Cherish Balled for it. I thought I had the Reshizard. Let's Cherish Ball for the... We don't even have the Reshizard to put it on the bench. Okay. Alright. This is fine. We are going to be sneaky and Tingly Return. Maybe? Horror House? Horror House, they knocked me out. Poltergeist, 3 cards in hand. That's not going to do the job. Oh my god. I think we're going to have to Tingly Return. Paralyze him. We could Clear Vision, I guess. They'd never be able to knock out another one. I think we just Tingly Return and Paralyze. This is so silly. I can't believe I didn't check. We should be knocking this Reshizard out. There's literally 3 different ways we could have knocked this Reshizard out if I'd have just paid attention to what was going on. I told you this was going to happen. Now the clock's ticking down. Pale Moon could work. I think we just have... I'm just going to Tingly Return. We're just going to Tingly Return. We're just going to Paralyze and remove that Mewtwo from play. We can put the fresh Mewtwo up. This is so bad. That was so bad. What a bad player I am. Here I am sitting here like, oh, this is the best deck. All I had to do was attach to the active and I would have knocked out the Reshizard. If I'd attached to the active, knock out the Reshizard attached to the bench, I would have knocked out the Blacephalon that had come to return, right? Because the Blacephalon would have come up to knock me out. Could have returned him by using one of any number of attacks. And then I'd be ready to Tag Purge and Night Watch. But instead, here we are, being silly. All I have to do is hope that they didn't have a way out of that hand. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So this is Good Decks Played Poorly. Welcome everyone to Good Decks Played Poorly. Today, I'll be playing a good deck quite poorly. But that's what you're here for, right? That's what you're here for. They've got the double switch. Do they have the knockout? Do they have the double energy to end the game and destroy my feelings? No, they're gonna boss out the Dedenne. Interesting choice. Flare Strike means that we are a long way from home. I can attach to the Mew and then use any attack I like. Calamitous Slash will get a knockout, I think. So we can use that if we want. Let's just do some more thinning. There's nothing too thin. God, I'm just not paying attention at the moment. We'll play down the Mewtwo. We can money if we want to. That could be helpful. We can hold on to the boss. Could hold on to the boss. I feel like Marnie's smarter. Yes. Let's Marnie. Because we need our opponent to miss, right? We need them to whiff. Then... let's just tag purge, actually. What are they going to do? They're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything. And if they welded to the active and knock me out with the GX attack, then that's fine. I just won't show you this one. Because it's already really bad. If I win, I'll leave it in. Maybe I lose, but I leave it in anyway, just to trick you. They outraged into me. That was a weird play. So that's Night Watch. Will Night Watch knock you out? We get rid of a Cherish Ball and a Mew. They still have their Oricorio in there, but we've taken 3 prizes. That's pretty neat. There's that Rechizard. And we've got a quick ball to discard it, which is pretty good, and an energy as well. So we can attach the energy to get rid of the Rechizard, which I like. Okay, so it's all happening. It's all happening. We're not showing off the deck in its best light, but we are playing the deck, and that's what I promised you in the description and in the title. We are playing the best deck, but we're not playing it well. They're not going to be able to find any energy thanks to our Chaotic Swell. We have pretty much every attacker available to us here, which is fantastic. Tag Purge might be, again, another option. Looks like they're not going into their Blacephalon here. They're trying to charge the Rechizard up, which is probably not the direction that I'd be going, but then again, I don't really play Turbozard too much. Welded decks are not my friends at the moment. Using a lot of cards. They're using a ton of cards. Oh, so many cards. So many cards they're playing down. There's the Welder, so they are going in with the Zard. The question is, will they go in with the Zard now or later? Now or later? What will it be? They're going to switch. Okay, so they're attacking now. They're going to use Flare Strike. And I think we're just going to have to Tag Call. And hope that they don't have Welder. That's pretty much what it's going to have to be. We will Mallow and Lana to heal a bit of that damage off. Just because then they won't be able to Flare Strike again. I'll grab this other Mewtwo. We don't really need it, but we'll grab it regardless. They can't Flare Strike again without a switch if they... oh, we're just out of range of Calamitous Slash, aren't we? 240, and there's already a thing on it. We could have used Darkness Tornado, but we've already used our GX attack in the disaster that was the attack of 1974. Let's just Mallow and Lana and attack. Oh, we can't even Miraculous Duo, which would be fantastic. I would love to Miraculous Duo, but instead we wasted our attack. Let's just go with these two, the Mewtwo and the Stealthy Hood. We'll switch into the Mewtwo, we'll switch back. We can probably attach the Big Charm, we can probably attach the Aurora Energy as well if we want to. Frankly, I'm not too stressed about it. We just won't play the Dedenne now, I don't think. Crushing Punch doesn't really do me anything here. Night Watch is not particularly useful. Let's attach the Aurora, we'll get rid of the switch, and then we will use Tag Purge. And hopefully our opponent doesn't have Welder Double Energy into their GX attack, because then the game is over. Which would be a big old sad time. But we could potentially get lucky. We didn't take a knockout, which is usually the thing. Double Blades, they don't have it. They don't have it. Well, there you go. I don't need to be playing this Crobat. I've already got Calamitous Slash in the discard pile. There it is. I already have it. So let's just knock him out. Well, we were saved there. That was not good. We should not have won that game. Tag Purge, though, coming up clutch, doing a good job for us. Tell you what, we're going to play one more. We're going to see if we can actually get a good game with this deck. We've got ourselves another game, and it's up against the ever-popular Arceus Dialga Palkia Tag Team GX. which is getting a lot of hate yet again for its playstyle. We've started Gengar and Mimikyu, which is pretty neato burrito. Let's grab a Mewtwo and Mew. Then we'll play it down. We can switch into it if we'd like. We can attach the Stealthy Hood. And then we can either Cynthia and Caitlyn or Marnie. We are looking for an energy. So we probably Marnie, right? We probably Crobat into... Actually, we're playing ADP. We might not Crobat. That's just Marnie. We need to find an energy. And we'd also, if we can, like to find a copy of Jirachi GX, which we've done. So we've got everything that we need. Jirachi and the Horror Psychic. So we'll play that down and we will attach the energy. Then we will Star Search. We'll attach an Aurora or a Horror. I think Aurora is the way to go. And yeah, we are looking pretty good for next turn. Obviously, having Jirachi GX down is not great, because they can knock that out for 3 prizes. But, to be honest, I don't really mind. If we can somehow manage... That Tool Scrapper means nothing to me. It means nothing. If we can somehow manage to avoid Crushing Hammer Flips, then we could be in a good spot. But we don't avoid Crushing Hammer Flips. Instead, we fall victim to them. And that is one of the things that this deck does struggle with, is sometimes those Crushing Hammer Flips can be quite frustrating. But, on the plus side, our opponent is playing very fast. And we can always slow them down with Gengar and Mimikyu's GX attack, which is Horror House. So it's always possible. Top decking that research is neat. I like that. Let's play that one down. If we find an energy, that would be great. We've got one. Let's use Tag Call. We can grab a Reshizard and a Trev Noir. Then I will attach the Aurora energy. We'll get rid of the Reshizard, and then I think Horror House is the way. We don't want them to attack with ADP this turn. Realistically, if they just Intrepid Sword, I'll be super happy. If they just use Intrepid Sword, I will be super, super happy. And they do. Okay, so in all likelihood here, we will be using Poltergeist, but there are plenty of options for us. I think we will use Dedenne. We will lose a lot of cards, but the idea here is that we're either going to... Oh, Amani. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that makes this decision slightly more difficult. Grab the Latios. And then we'll discard it with Guzma and Hala. Okay. I was about to say, we could Marnie and then try and Tag Call. Not Tag Call, Marnie Nightwatch. But we need not do that. I will attach the Big Charm. I will attach the Horror Psychic. And then we probably Poltergeist here, right? Like, we could Tag Purge or Nightwatch or Outrage, but none of those attacks are ever useful. Poltergeist is very strong, but there is a risk that comes with it. We may not knock out the ADP, so it's a gamble, but it's the only attack in the list that I'm seeing here that's actually got a chance to knock him out, and they do have a ton of cards, thanks to the fact that we GX'd him last turn. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No worries, that's 400 damage. That's enough! That is enough. Get rid of that, and hopefully our opponent won't be able to attack this turn, and we can just Mighty Nightwatch them until the end of time, which would be great. If they do attack this turn, though, we do have access to another Mewtwo. We can Outrage and then attach to another Mewtwo, which would be great. So Outrage would knock out a Zacian. Another Crushing Hammer here is quite frustrating, and another Heads. So that makes this game a little bit more difficult, because now if I want to Outrage, I need to attach. But instead, they're going for the Zacian, the Intrepid Sword. Okay, so I wasn't paying enough attention. But we can attach to the active, I think. Actually, no, let's attach the Aurora to the active now. I wasn't paying enough attention when it came to how many items they actually played that turn. So we're going to go for the Marnie Nightwatch strat. That strategy seems like the most likely one to bear fruit at present. So we can quick ball away the Volplume here. We can actually knock out this Dedenne with the Volplume's attack if we want to, which is pretty good. We could Nightwatch or Massive Bloom. I think taking the Massive Bloom is actually fine now, because they can't knock the Mewtwo out, right? The Zacian can never knock the Mewtwo out, which is good. They could just boss up the Jirachi or the Dedenne, which would be quite frustrating. But I think we're in a pretty good spot. I mean, if they bench another Dedenne to try and draw cards, and they don't attack into the Mewtwo, then we should be fine. I mean, we should be fine, right? We're going to get bossed, which is quite frustrating. They are removing my Dedenne from play and taking 3 prizes. Now we're in this awkward thing with ADP, right? They could just get boss and win. They need boss and switch, though. Actually, what if we Eldegoss and boss up that Zacian? We could do that, you know. We could do that. Let's quick ball. I'm gonna get rid of the Mewtwo and Mew to grab the last Mewtwo out of the deck. Then we can play down the Eldegoss. I think I'm gonna go for it. I think I'm gonna make the assumption that my opponent will not be able to get out of a Night Watch lock. Did I click the right button there? I can never tell. I did. Reset Stamp and money. Okay, so they need to have Switch or Energy and Boss in their hand to win the game this turn. They need to have Switch or Energy and Boss in their hand to win the game this turn. If they don't, then we will probably go on to win. They're going to Switch and then Brave Blade. So they've chosen to lose. Because now we can just outrage them, right? And just knock them out. Because this time, we have access to it thanks to some shrewd discards in the early game. There we go. Well, we managed to get the win over ADP. It was a bit of a gamble, but that's what happens with this deck sometimes. So there it is, a free couple of cards that are part of the best deck in the format. Mewtwo on the ladder. Fantastic stuff, and fantastic stuff to all of my Sableye members. We are gunning towards 100 members, which is an incredible achievement. Thank you so much to everyone who has become one so far, including Dadbod, Azazel, and Taco for being Ascended members, Fernando, Yolo, Stephen Ty, Agent Abel, Austin Ortiz, Josiah, Leaf Devour, Robsy, Caster, Brad, Shings, Brad, and Justin. Thank you very much. We're going to need to make up a rule about saying people's names out loud, because there's just way too many people now, as well as all of those people in white over here with the Mega Sableye membership. Keep an eye, if you're a Sableye member, on the Members Community tab, because in the next week, there will be a code there allowing you to enter into the first Sableye Series tournament, only for members of the channel. So if you would like to be a part of that tournament, then make sure you become a member. Down below there's a button. It costs less than a cup of coffee. It's $3 a month or something like that for the low tier of the membership. Thank you everyone for coming along and supporting me. As always, leave a like, subscribe, be kind to each other, and I'll see you all next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.